mga math aaral! Welcome to my Taglish step-by-step math video tutorial. In this video, I am going to discuss deferred annuity. We are going to compute present value of a deferred annuity and compute period of deferral of a deferred annuity. Kung hindi ka pa nakapag-subscribe sa channel na to, just click the subscribe button for more mathematics video tutorials. What is deferred annuity? Deferred annuity is an annuity that does not begin until a given time interval has passed. This means that your annuity or your payment will not start immediately. It depends on the given time interval. Period of deferral. Period of deferral is the time between the purchase of an annuity and the start of the payments for the deferred annuity. Let's have some examples of this type of annuity in real life. First, we have a credit card company offering its clients to purchase today but to start paying monthly with their choice of term after 3 months. Second, a real estate agent is urging a condominium unit buyer to purchase now and start paying after 3 years when the condominium is ready for occupancy. And we have a worker who has gained extra income now and wants to save his money so that he can withdraw his money monthly starting on the day of his retirement from work. To find the present value of a deferred annuity, we are going to use this formula. P equals R times the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus J raised to negative quantity of K plus N over J minus R times the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus J raised to negative K over J, where P now is the present value. R is the regular payment. J is the interest rate per period. To find the value of J, we are going to use this formula. J equals I raised to M over M. N here is the number of payments or number of actual payments. To find N, just multiply M and T. K is the number of conversion periods in the deferral or the number of artificial payments. To get the value of K, multiply M and T. T is the term or time, and M is the conversion period, or the number of times in a year the interest will be compounded. The following are the common conversion periods in a year. We have annually. For annually, our M is 1. Semi-annually, M is 2. Quarterly, M is equal to 4. And for monthly, our M is 12. Let's have the first example. On her 40th birthday, Mrs. Sanchez decided to buy a pension plan for herself. This plan will allow her to claim 10,000 pesos quarterly for 5 years, starting 3 months after her 60th birthday. What one-time payment should she make on his 40th birthday to pay off this pension plan if the interest rate is 8% compounded quarterly? So what is being asked in the problem is the one-time payment of Mrs. Sanchez on her 40th birthday. So we are going to find for the present value. So what are the given in the problem? We have the 10,000 pesos. It is the regular payment of Mrs. Sanchez. So it is our R. And since it is compounded quarterly, our M now is equal to 4. And the interest rate per period is 8%. So our I raised to M will be I raised to 4. And it is 8%. And 8% must be written into decimal. So to write 8% into decimal, just move the decimal point twice to the left. So from this point, we move to the left 1, 2. So we have now 0.08. We have here two values of our time. Time for artificial payment and time for actual payment. So the time for artificial payment is 20 years. Why? From her 40th birthday to 60th birthday is 20 years. And 5 years here is the actual time for actual payment. Why artificial payment? Because from 40th to 60th birthday, so she will going to pay for 20 years. But instead of 20 years, gagawin niya lamang itong 5 years. So yung actual payment is 5 years. So artificial payment lang yung 20 years. Next, in the formula, kailangan natin yung value ng J. So, to find the value of J, we have I raised to M over M. So, I raised to 4 over 4. And our I raised to 4 is 0.08. So, divided by 4, it is equal to 0.02. So, for the solution, the annuity is deferred for 20 years. And it will go on for 5 years. So, the first payment is due 3 months. The first quarter, 1 quarter. After her 60th birthday or at the end of 81st conversion period. Thus, there are 80 artificial payments. How did we get 80 artificial payments? From the formula, K stands for the number of artificial payments. It is equal to M times T. So, our M now is 4. And yung time natin for artificial payments is 20 years. So, 4 times 20 is 80. And the number of actual payments is N equals M times T. Our M is 4 and yung time natin for actual payment is 5. So, 4 times 5 is equal to 20. So, we can now find the value of the present value or yung one-time payment ni Mrs. Sanchez using this formula. So, ang gawin lang natin ay i-substitute natin yung ating mga given dito sa ating formula. So, P now, present value is equal to, yung R natin is 10,000. Times the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus yung J natin which is 0.02 raised to negative 100. Paano nakuha yung 100? K plus N. So, yung K natin is 80 plus yung N natin which is 20. So, 80 plus 20 is equal to 100. So, we have here negative 100 over yung J natin which is 0.02 minus R which is 10,000 times the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus yung J natin is 0.02 raised to negative K. Yung K natin is 80. Over our J is 0.02. So using your scientific calculator, to simplify this, we will get 33,538.38. Therefore, the present value of these monthly pensions is 33,538.38 pesos. Now, let's have example number 2. A credit card company offers a deferred payment option for the purchase of any appliance. Samantha plans to buy a smart television set with monthly payments of 4,000 pesos for 2 years. The payments will start at the end of 3 months. How much is the cash price of the TV set if the interest rate is 10% compounded monthly? So what is being asked is in the problem is how much is the cash price of the TV set. So we are going to find for the present value. So what are the given in the problem? We have here 4,000 pesos, the monthly payment of Samantha. So it is the regular payment or R. And since it is compounded monthly, our M is equal to 12. And the interest rate per period is 10%. So I raised to M is now I raised to 12. So I raised to 12 is 10%. And 10% must be written into decimal. So 10% into decimal is 0.10. And 2 years is our time for actual payment. So Samantha will pay for 2 years. Since merong J sa ating formula, we need to find first the value of J. To find the value of J, we have here J equals I raised to M over M. So yung M natin ay 12, so we have now I raised to 12 over 12. And I raised to 12 is 10% or yung ating 0.10 over 12. 0.10 over 12 is equal to 0.00833. So our J is 0.00833. So for the solution, the annuity is deferred for 3 months and it will go on for 2 years. So the first payment is due at the end of 3 months or at the end of the third conversion period. Thus, there are 2 artificial payments. So yung K natin, which is the number of artificial payments, is 2. At yung number of actual payments natin, using the formula N equals MT, our M is 12, and yung T natin for actual payment is 2. So 12 times 2 is equal to 24. So using now the formula for present value, we will just substitute all the given. So P now is equal to yung R natin, which is 4,000, times the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus J, our J is 0.00833, raised to negative K plus N. So yung K natin is 2 plus yung N natin is 24. So 2 plus 24 is equal to 26. So we have now negative 26 over J, which is 0.00833, minus our R is 4,000 times the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus yung J natin, which is 0.00833, raised to negative K. Ang K natin is 2, so negative 2 over our J, which is 0.00833. So simplifying this using your scientific calculator, we will get 85,260.53. Therefore, the cash price of the TV set is 85,260.53 pesos. Let's have examples on finding the period of deferral in the deferred annuity. Number 1. Monthly payments of 50,000 for 3 years that will start 8 months from now. So for the solution, the first payment is at time 8. The period of deferral is from time 0 to 7, which is equivalent to 7 periods or 7 months. So from the given, sabi dito, the payment will start 8 months from now. So yung first payment ay mag-start pa lang at time 8. So yung period of deferral natin is from 0 to 7. So which is equivalent to 7 periods or 7 months. Number 2. The annual payments of 2,500 for 24 years that will start 12 years from now. So yung first payment natin ay mag-i-start pa lang at 12. So yung period of deferral is from time 0 to 11. So which is equivalent to 11 periods or 11 years. Number 3. Quarterly payments of 300 pesos for 9 years that will start 1 year from now. Solution. The first payment is at time 4. Bakit? Because there are 4 quarters in 1 year. Kasi binanggit dito na quarterly ang kanyang payments. So sa 1 year, there are 4 quarters. Thus, the period of deferral is from 0 to 3. Which is equivalent to 3 periods or 3 quarters. Let's have example number 4. Semi-annual payments of 6,000 for 13 years that will start 4 years from now. So since semi-annual ang kanyang payments, semi-annual means 2 beses magbabayad sa isang taon. So since it will start 4 years from now, 2 times 4 is equal to 8. So the first payment is at time 8. The period of deferral is from time 0 to 7, which is equivalent to 7 periods or 7 semi-annual intervals. And for the last number, we have payments of 10,000 every 2 years for 30 years starting at the end of 16 years. So since yung payment is every 2 years lamang, at the end of 16 years, the first payment is at time 8. Because there is 1 payment in every 2-year period. Thus, the period of deferral is from time 0 to 7, which is equivalent to 7 periods or 7 2-year intervals. Let's have the last example. Albert availed of a loan from a bank that gave him an option to pay 20,000 pesos monthly for 2 years. The first payment is due after 4 months. How much is the present value of the loan if the interest rate is 10% converted monthly? So what is being asked in the problem is the present value of the loan. So we are going to find for the present value. So what are the given in the problem? We have here 20,000 pesos. And 20,000 pesos is the regular payment of Albert. So it is our R. And since it is converted monthly, our M now is 12. And the interest rate per period is 10%. So our I raised to 12 is 10%. And 10% must be written into decimal. To write percentage into decimal, just move the decimal point twice to the left. So from this point, we move to the left 1, 2. So we have now 0.10. And 2 years now is the time for actual payment. Since merong J dun sa ating formula, we need to find first the value of our J using this formula. So, I raised to M over M. Yung M natin is 12, so we have now I raised to 12 over 12. And our I raised to 12 is 0.10. So, 0.10 over 12 is equal to 0.00833. So, for the solution, yung number of artificial payments natin is 3 because the first payment is due after 4 months. So, yung deferred natin is 3. So, from time 0 to 3. So, it is equal to 3 periods. Our number of actual payments is N equals M times T. Our M now is 12 times yung T natin, time natin for actual payment is 2 years. So, we have 12 times 2 is equal to 24. So, using the formula of present value, isubstitute lang natin yung ating mga given. So, present value is equal to our R, where R now is 20,000 times the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus yung J natin, which is 0.00833, raised to negative K plus N. So, yung K natin is 3 plus yung N natin is 24. So, K plus N, 3 plus 24 is equal to 27. Kaya meron tayong raised to negative 27 over our J, which is 0.00833. Minus, yung R natin is 20,000 times the quantity 1 minus the quantity 1 plus yung J natin, which is 0.00833 raised to negative K. So, yung K natin is 3. So, we have now K negative 3 over yung J natin, which is 0.00833. So, simplifying this using your scientific calculator, we will get 422,780.89. Therefore, the present value of these payments is 422,780.89 pesos. Thank you for watching mga math aaral. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the YouTube channel. Thank you. Until next time. God bless.